Good morning. A man finds a van submerged while fishing in Guthrie Lake. I'm Kylie Dudman in for Colby Thielen. What authorities are still discovering from the scene. It's coming up. Plus, Democratic leaders are pushing for changes to ICE during a partial government shutdown, while lawmakers say reform is overdue.
Very spring-like as far as temperatures go over the next few days, close to record highs. And as the winds ramp up, so does the fire danger. We'll talk about what days are high to extreme coming up.
Live from downtown Oklahoma City, Oklahoma's own News 9 starts now.
Well, it's 4 o'clock on your Monday morning, and we begin our Monday with breaking news out of southwest Oklahoma City, where fire crews are responding to a fire near Southwest 29th and May Avenue. Now, you're taking a live look from our Lucky Star Skycam network. This is our Mathis home camera. Now, when we first pointed the camera this way, smoke was billowing over the trees, and now it's been knocked down significantly. Now, we do have a crew headed to the scene to speak with firefighters. We'll bring you the latest on air right here and online at news9.com. Well, it's 4:01 now. Thanks for joining us and waking up with us on your Monday morning. I'm Kylie Dudman in for Colby. We have a meteorologist, Lacey Swope, with us. Lacey, how was your weekend?
It was wonderful. It was a great weekend. We had the rain around Friday night into Saturday. Some areas had several inches, some areas not a whole lot.
Yeah.
And now we're talking about warming conditions. Are you ready for spring?
I am. Are you?
Yeah, there's like it or not, okay? No winter-like temps showing up on your 9 days.
I'll take
couple
it.
of mornings we might have freezes, but that's kind of in the extended. In the short term, it's about the wind, the low humidity, and the heat. So today, it's low to moderate as far as the fire danger goes, but you get out into our far western counties, Woodward, Buffalo, out to Arnett, winds will be gusting 30-35, and with the humidity down to about 20% in this area, wildfire danger is high today. Now that bumps up to the extreme category into tomorrow, and we'll show you that. As far as tomorrow goes, I do think we'll be close to tying, if not breaking, the record high, which is set back in 2011, 80 degrees is what we're forecasting for tomorrow. All right, let's get you out the door here on your Monday morning. High pressures overhead. Winds aren't crazy, but there's a big storm brewing back to the west, bringing a lot of rain with it for our western states. Won't bring moisture as far as rain goes to Oklahoma. It's going to bring us wind and low humidity. Right now, it's 41 degrees. It's 52 in Jones, heading out to 46 in Tecumseh, 45 in Kingfisher, some 50s where the winds are stronger in northwestern Oklahoma, already gusting close to 30. And your metro planner for today, we'll start off here with the 40s, but to the 50s and eventually into the 70s this afternoon. In full weather, we'll break down day by day that fire threat, the windiest conditions, and a cold front hits Thursday. That's coming up. Kylie.
All right, thank you, Lacey. We'll talk to you in just a couple of minutes. Well, 2 teenagers are now in custody after a car chase ends with a driver ramming into a police car. It started last night at Scissortail Park and ended near Southwest 29th and Western after Oklahoma City police officers used 3 separate tactical maneuvers, causing the teen's car to spin into a yard where the driver then rammed a patrol car. One teenager ran away but was quickly caught, and the other was arrested at the scene. No injuries have been reported. And a local fisherman caught more than he anticipated. Instead of reeling in anything with gills, he discovered a van completely underwater in Guthrie Lake. News 9's Stephanie Manici has what we know so far.
The van was discovered about 6:30 in the morning, the Monday of Martin Luther King weekend. Jesse Martindale says he came out to fish, and while backing his boat into the water, he hit something hard.
It actually stopped me and jerked me around, and it was metal. So I knew it was something that wasn't supposed to be in the water. It wasn't a piece of wood, it was actually a metal structure, and it stopped my boat on it, and my boat didn't move around or nothing like that.
Martindale says he called police, who told him they'd take care of it. He and a friend came back out Sunday, and while unloading, the friend used his live scope seen here and discovered it was a van.
We proceeded to make sure it was, to see how far it was down below the water. It was just a couple feet, and I could tell it was red.
An older, like 80s or 90s model van.
And that's when Martindale called the sheriff's office. He says about 6 police officers came out and spoke with them and told him they were calling for a dive team.
We dropped the rock on it and stuff like that so they can find it for the dive team when they get here.
This mysterious van also raises safety concerns for people coming out to fish. Martindale says most people put their boats in reverse, idling back into the water. Martindale was only going 2 miles an hour when he backed his in, but says it could be dangerous.
If you hit that while you're standing up, you're going to get tossed off the boat for sure.
Stephanie Manici, Oklahoma's own News 9.
The van still remains in the water with questions of who it belongs to and if someone was inside. Now, we have reached out to Guthrie Police for comment and they declined. Well, a truck rams through a bicycle store's front doors to steal a $700 BMX bike over the weekend. Take a look at these pictures that you see right here. This is Al's Bicycles, which is near Southwest 89th and Walker. We spoke with the owner who said their surveillance cameras were knocked down during the break-in, so they don't have any videos or pictures of who did this. The owners are offering a reward for any information leading to a suspect. Meanwhile, in northwest Oklahoma City, the all clear has been given at St. Anthony's Hospital after a bomb threat was reported Saturday night. This happened near Northwest 10th and Lee. Police tell us they swept the entire building and the roof and did not find anything suspicious. As of right now, it's not known who called in the bomb threat. Police are still investigating this and will keep you updated on News 9 website and on our News 9 app as we continue to learn more. And traveling down to Norman, a person is killed after they were hit by a train. This happened around 6:30 Saturday night near West Tecumseh Road. That's east of Flood Avenue. Tecumseh was closed as first responders cleared the scene and has since reopened. Law enforcement is investigating and no names have been released. Well, no new action to reopen the partially closed government yet, but there is plenty of talk across Washington. CBS's Willie James Inman has the latest from lawmakers.
Unacceptable, unconscionable, and it's un-American.
On Face the Nation, House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries said major reform is needed for immigration agents after tensions in Minnesota.
Why is it that ICE agents who are untrained are being unleashed on American communities with this type of lawlessness, violence, and brutality?
The comments come on day 2 of a partial government shutdown of the Department of Homeland Security, affecting multiple agencies, including TSA, FEMA, and the Coast Guard. Democrats want a ban on face coverings for immigration agents, for officers to display ID and wear body cameras.
These men and women have to protect themselves.
Border czar Tom Homan says federal agents are facing increased threats to their safety.
They all have placards identifying themselves as ICE, ERO, HSI, DEA, FBI. So they all have placards on them. So I'll let the White House and members of Congress, fight that out.
Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fry says the immigration crackdown cost his city $203 million in January alone.
We're calling on the federal government to fully step up, to provide direct financial assistance to our city, to stabilize our small businesses, and to help residents recover.
At least one Republican dismissing the idea.
That's never going to happen.
Congress is back in session on February 23rd, giving lawmakers just days to come up with a plan to end the shutdown before some federal workers miss their first paycheck on March 3rd. Willie James Inman, CBS News, West Palm Beach, Florida.
Well, heads up, if you use SNAP, there are limitations on what you can now buy with your benefits. Items like candy and soda can no longer be purchased using SNAP benefits. Oklahoma Human Services says the change is designed to promote healthier food choices and improve nutrition for families statewide. The waiver does not change eligibility for SNAP or how amounts are calculated. It only changes the kinds of food that users can buy. Well, another top story that we're looking into this week is a fire danger.
Right.
Let's go ahead and check in with meteorologist Lacey Swope, who's in the Bob Mills Weather Center. Lacey, what can we be expecting this week?
Well, the winds really pick up. The humidity tanks, and right now all the vegetation is still dormant, so everything's brown. We still very much have drought in place. We did get some beneficial rain over the weekend, but that's not enough to knock down the fire threat. As the winds pick up today, the danger increases. As the winds ramp up tomorrow, we'll have high to extreme fire danger. Tomorrow, gusts could be over 55 miles per hour. Out west, we'll time this out for you. We'll also talk a chance for a couple showers coming up with a cold front this weekend. That is minutes away.
All right, thank you, Lacey. Well, girls as young as 4 are taking to the ice, following their dreams and looking up to the pros. The fast-growing sport building confidence and toughness. It's next. But first, we're taking another live look from Southwest 29th and May Avenue. This is from our news tracker, Stephen Owsley. He just arrived on scene to this fire that we told you about at the beginning of the show. Again, this is near Southwest 29th and May. He's talking to firefighters soon, coming up. Well, welcome back. Well, we are still following this breaking news out of Southwest Oklahoma City, where fire crews are responding to a fire. This is near Southwest 29th and May Avenue. Earlier on our Mathis cam, which was in our bottom left corner, we could see the flames coming, but now, as you see, fire crews are on scene and the smoke has now out, or the fire is now out. The smoke is still there. Crews are still working on the scene. You're taking a live look from our news tracker, Stephen Owsley. We're still waiting to learn exactly how this fire happened and if there was anybody inside, any injuries. We'll be speaking with fire officials soon, so stay with News 9 on that update. But the fire is now out. You can see there is still smoke and crews are still working again. This is on the southwest side of Oklahoma City, so stay with News 9 for the latest. Well, turning our attention to weather and sports, the Thunder will be hosting the Brooklyn Nets this Friday, and it's their first game back from the All-Star break that happened this past weekend. Now, you can meet our very own David Payne and Lacey Swope at the Paycom Center before the game. Definitely want to check it out. They'll be set up at the 100-level concourse at 5:30, and tip-off is at 7. How awesome is that?
I love being partnered with Thunder. So much fun to be the weather partner of the Oklahoma City Thunder, and then to get to be there and just meet Thunder fans and News 9 fans. I mean, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And we'll be there, like I said, at 5:30, so tip-off is 7. Just get there early, as most fans do, and we hope to see you there. It'll be a good time.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm trying to think like some basketball puns for you, but
at 4 o'clock in the morning, puns are hard to come by.
I'm missing.
I think it's totally fine. And it's Monday as well, so a lot of folks trying to get back into the swing of things. Groove. Some of the kiddos are out of school.
They are.
It's President's Day. There are a lot of professional days taking place today. But hey, if you're getting back into your routine after the weekend, we have wind in the forecast. We've got some warm temperatures as well. Definitely not feeling like February. We did have some rain over the weekend, and it was very beneficial down to the south, the southeast especially. 2 to 3 inches of rain across the metro, just under a 1/2 inch at Will Rogers, 3/10 of an inch showing up around Jones, 6/10 of an inch near Minko, and there were a few areas that got a trace of rain, talking Tulsa, back down into portions of Lincoln County and in the northwest. You just missed out on the rain altogether, unfortunately, although some areas like Beckham County had over an inch of rain. It was hit and miss. Now, when you factor that in, there are some areas that have gone well over a month without moisture up the Turner Turnpike, and then from Fairview back up towards Woods County, there are some areas that have not had rain since November, and we still have drought in place for much of the region. So when we have drought in place, the vegetation is dormant. We always have to talk fires in February and sometimes throughout the entire month of March. It's every time the wind starts to ramp up, and unfortunately, March and April are usually our windiest months of the year. So fire danger becomes high in the west for today. High to extreme coming up for tomorrow when the winds will be the strongest. Winds are still gusty at times Wednesday and Thursday, but they are not as strong as what we're going to see for tomorrow. Winds back off into your Friday, bump up some Saturday, and it's not quite as windy again Sunday and Monday. But every time the winds pick up, you're going to hear us talk about wildfire danger and just not good burning conditions. Wind advisories are being posted because of how strong the winds are about to get. Now this morning, they're not crazy, and today they're not all that extreme. We'll see temperatures in the 40s. Winds right now are only 5 to 10 miles per hour on our Lucky Star Skycam network. It's 47 in Stillwater, 46 in Tecumseh, 43 in Fort Cobb versus 50s in the northwest. Winds are about 5 to 15, but you'll notice they are a little stronger in the northwest. Woodward's still getting gusts to 30 miles per hour. So your hour-by-hour forecast from the 40s to the 60s by lunchtime, and we climb to the mid-70s today with mostly sunny skies. There'll be some 80s in the state today. Woodward, Alva, 80 degrees, 78 in Altus, 69 in Ardmore, but you will notice the gusty conditions, so be very careful. Not a day to burn. Low to a moderate wildfire risk across the metro. You get into our far western counties and the panhandle, that risk is high. So here's your wind timeline. Winds today, 30, 35. Tonight even, they're a little gusty, 25, 30. And then by tomorrow morning, here's your Tuesday, 35, 40 mile an hour winds. But watch what happens as the dry line punches into our western counties. This will be blowing dust with winds 55, maybe a gust to 60 in the panhandle, but the winds are about 30 in the metro. There's a big difference between a 30 30-mile-an-hour wind and a 55-mile-an-hour wind. Those real extreme conditions are going to be in the far west and the panhandle, and then that starts to back off by late tomorrow evening. We've got a storm to the north, a storm to the southwest. Those are going to merge and cause our windy conditions over the next several days. And as the dry line moves in, the humidity will drop. And you'll notice that today, 25 to 50% humidity. And then tomorrow, that humidity is down to less than 15% in our western counties. The humidity stays low Wednesday and Thursday. That's why we're keeping that wildfire risk around, even though the winds aren't as crazy. What does this do to the temperatures? Well, tonight with the winds up, we'll be in the 50s. That 83 is supposed to be 53. That would be a shattering all-time record low for Clinton. And then for tomorrow, 70s and 80s on the way. Now that could be a record high for Oklahoma City. Yeah, Tuesday the record is 80, and that was set back in 2011. With the winds picking up and the humidity, it's moderate to high to extreme wildfire danger. Trackers will be out. We hope we don't see any fires, but if we do, we will be bringing you live updates, of course, of that. Wednesday, we're still dealing with a wildfire risk, and the same thing Thursday. Until we can get more moisture back in here, we are going to be dealing with that threat. A cold front hits Thursday. You'll notice a difference. Windy conditions with a north breeze, 53 for a high on Friday, 50s for the weekend, and the only chance of relief is very spotty right now over the next 9 days. Slight chance of rain Friday and Saturday. Kylie, back to you.
All right, thank you, Lacey. Well, the USA women's hockey team won their quarterfinal match this weekend and will take on Sweden in the semifinals. CBS News' Natalie Brand went to Virginia to meet some of the team's youngest fans who have Olympic dreams of their own.
Fierce and fearless, girls as young as 4 are facing off and proving their place on the ice.
I really like playing.
What do you like about it?
It's just like fun. It can also like get your body moving.
Tell me your very favorite thing about being on the ice.
Fighting.
Fighting? A sport teaching toughness, teamwork, and confidence.
The swagger these little girls have when they come off the ice.
Carrie Walker on the Reston Raiders Board of Directors is a hockey mom of 5.
It's tough out there. My older daughter just played a varsity game and got knocked down pretty hard. And you could see her just shake, get back up, and continue on her way. So it's a tough sport, but it really gives this level of resiliency to the kids.
Walker says this hockey team has seen a 50% increase in girls' participation in recent years. USA Hockey says nationwide the number has surged 65% over the past 15 seasons, making it one of the fastest growing youth sports in the country. Why should girls play hockey?
So they can learn how to skate. Sometimes I kind of do the things on the ice that I don't know how to do.
Like what?
Like flipping the puck in the air. I can learn to jump on the ice without falling.
I learned firsthand it's probably best to start young.
So you shake it like that?
Like 8-year-old Charlotte Carbo.
You need like 2 hands on a 6.
These ladies skated circles around me.
I don't think I'm making the Olympic team or any sort of team.
Ah! Raise your hand if you think you're going to play when you're older, too.
Of course.
With hopes of one day maybe chasing after Olympic gold of their own. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Reston, Virginia.
See, they did that on purpose, falling and rolling down.
Right.
I would just accidentally fall and then I would
Break
be
a few
rolling
things.
down. Yeah.
Break or sprain a few things. They are so impressive, so stinking cute. It'll be fun to watch them throughout the next several years.
Oh
and
my
see what
gosh.
happens to the sport.
I can't wait to see them in the 2048
Something
Olympics,
like that.
maybe? Something like that? Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Well, hey, coming up, deputies respond to reports of a loose kangaroo. Yep, you heard that right. But what they found was even cuter. The surprise call in a Colorado neighborhood. That's coming up.
Is it a kangaroo or a wallaby? Charlie, you're a little escape artist.
Hello.
I know you want
Oh, whoa, you are very soft.
Now, I know it's early in this Monday morning, but yep, your eyes are not deceiving you. That is a wallaby. Sheriff's deputies in Colorado with probably one of the cutest calls ever.
Goodness.
Now, they were originally called to what was thought to be a loose kangaroo in a neighborhood, but turns out it was a wallaby. Luckily, nothing bad happened, and the wallaby actually went home on his own. The deputies got to give him some tasty treats as well. Can you just imagine that?
But what's home?
I know exactly.
It's not from Colorado.
Yeah. Just happen to skip away.
I guess so. Yeah, that'd be a wild call to respond to, and I can't imagine
man.
coming home and seeing that in your front yard.
Yeah.
They're used to bears and moose and elk and all kinds of crazy things.
Not a
coming
kangaroo
in.
or a
No.
wallaby. Oh, man.
I imagine the caller that called it in saying a kangaroo. That's what I would say too.
I would
have
have
no
like,
idea.
I don't know.
This thing does not belong here.
Oh, man. Good times.
Good times. Hey, today we're talking quiet conditions, warm conditions though. Get ready for spring-like temperatures. 70s are on the way, some 80s in the west. And then we do have wildfire danger. We'll break down the details. Our windiest days coming up at 4:30.
Ooh, an 80 up in Elva.
It's gonna be nice.
Hot there. Yep, absolutely. Well, hey, thanks for waking up with News 9 this morning. Stay with us. Robin and Lacey join us in the next half hour.
Two teenagers are in custody after a police chase ends with a patrol car actually rammed. It happened in southwest Oklahoma City. I'm Robin Marsh. How officers brought that pursuit to an end. It's coming up.
A partial government shutdown is now underway. I'm Lacey Lowry. Coming up, our Brianna Brown live at Will Rogers International Airport, showing us how travel is being impacted.
And today, temperatures very spring-like. I'm talking late April, and tomorrow we could break record highs. The winds ramp up, and so does the fire danger. Our windiest days coming up.
Live from downtown Oklahoma City, Oklahoma's own News 9 starts now.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us. 4:30 on a Monday. Gosh, yesterday was beautiful.
Ooh, soak it up. Everyone was outside in the neighborhood.
Yes.
It was so nice out there. We're hoping for a little bit of a repeat, but I think the winds are starting to be the culprit around here. Lacey is back. We missed you last week.
Hey, missed you. Had a little time off with the family, enjoying some of the gorgeous weather that we've had across the Sooner State. Yesterday was absolutely delightful. Sunshine, very warm temperatures, but not hot. And then there was also very little in the way of wind. Today, the winds are up compared to yesterday. Tomorrow, winds will howl in parts of Oklahoma. So today, fire danger starts to bump up, especially once you get along and then west of I-35. High fire danger today in our western and northwestern counties, all in advance of our storm system, which is dumping heavy rain over California. Rounds of rain, snow in the Sierra Nevada mountain range, and that storm system brings zero precip to Oklahoma. It's going to shove a dry line in here, and that is a recipe for wildfires. We'll get to that. Out the door on your Monday, it's 41 on our Lucky Star Skycam network, 59 or 50 right now in Sealing, 49 in Watonga, 45 in Enid, 44 in Chandler, 47 in Byers, 50s going on in the northwest. Winds are fairly light in central Oklahoma. They're already gusty up near Woodward, and highs today, guys, how about 75 degrees with sunshine. Now we'll talk about the low humidity and the wildfire risk. More on that in your timeline coming up in full weather. Back to you.
Lacey, thanks so much. And a fire this morning on the southwest side of the metro. Fire crews responded here to Southwest 29th and May Avenue. You're looking live there at the scene. Our news tracker, Stephen Owsley, is there. He said they've gotten a good handle on this. Our city cam there in the lower left corner, we could see the smoke from the Mathis cam earlier, but at this point it does look like they have a lot under control there at Southwest 29th and May Avenue. Also on the southwest side of the metro, two teens in custody after a chase ends with a driver ramming into the police car. It started last night at Scissortail Park and ended here at Southwest 29th and Western. Oklahoma City police used 3 separate tactical maneuvers, causing the teen's car to spin out into a yard, and that's when the driver then rammed the patrol car, is what we've learned. One teenager ran but was caught. The other was arrested at the scene. No names have been released. Other headlines this morning, a local fisherman caught more than he anticipated. He discovered a van completely submerged in the water at Guthrie Lake.
News 9's Stephanie Manici has what we know so far.
The van was discovered about 6:30 in the morning, the Monday of Martin Luther King weekend. Jesse Martindale says he came out to fish, and while backing his boat into the water, he hit something hard.
It actually stopped me and jerked me around, and it was metal. So I knew it was something that wasn't supposed to be in the water. It wasn't a piece of wood. It was actually a metal structure, and it stopped my boat on it, and my boat didn't move around or nothing like that.
Martindale says he called police, who told him they'd take care of it. He and a friend came back out Sunday, and while unloading, the friend used his live scope seen here and discovered it was a van.
We proceeded to make sure it was, to see how far it was down below the water. It was just a couple feet. I could tell it was red.
An older, like 80s or 90s model van.
And that's when Martindale called the sheriff's office. He says about 6 police officers came out and spoke with them and told him they were calling for a dive team.
We dropped the rock on it and stuff like that so they can find it for the dive team when they get here.
This mysterious van also raises safety concerns for people coming out to fish. Martindale says most people put their boats in reverse, idling back into the water. Martindale was only going 2 miles an hour when he backed his in, but says it could be dangerous.
If you hit that while you're standing up, you're going to get tossed off the boat for sure.
Stephanie Manici, Oklahoma's own News 9.
Now, the van is still in the water this morning, so we are asking, who does it belong to? Was anyone inside? We've reached out to Guthrie Police for comment. They declined to comment. A truck rams through a bicycle store to steal a $700 BMX bike over the weekend. A lot of damage left behind. Look at these photos. This is Owl's Bicycles near Southwest 89th and Walker in Oklahoma City. We spoke with the owner. The owner says the surveillance cameras were knocked down during the crash and the break-in, so they actually don't have any videos of who did this, just what left behind. The owner is now offering a reward for any information leading to the thief.
Still wondering, where is the mother of today's show host, Savannah Guthrie? We're entering now week 3 since Nancy Guthrie, the mother, was reported missing from her Tucson, Arizona home. Authorities are now honing in on articles of clothing that the suspect was seen wearing in security camera footage from that night in the investigation. CBS's Bradley Blackburn with the update.
We still have hope.
In a new video, Today's Show co-host Savannah Guthrie made this plea to whoever is holding her mother.
It is never too late to do the right thing.
Police believe Nancy Guthrie was taken from her home on February 1st. The FBI says a black glove found near her Arizona home is being tested for DNA and that it matches the gloves seen worn by the suspect in doorbell camera footage.
We've got to find that guy. Somebody out there knows who this is.
Sources tell CBS News investigators have reviewed security camera video at this Tucson Walmart store as they focus on the black Ozark Trail hiker pack the suspect was wearing in the surveillance footage. The backpack is sold exclusively at Walmart.
The whole world just wants to know where she is.
Members of the community signed a giant Bring Her Home banner hung outside of Tucson's local NBC affiliate.
I just think of, what if this was my mother, and I just feel so bad for them.
All hoping she'll be found as the search stretches into a third week.
We do want to mention the FBI is offering a $100,000 reward for information that leads either to the location of Nancy Guthrie or to the suspect that took her.
A partial government shutdown tied to the funding of the Department of Homeland Security is now in effect, impacting TSA and other agencies. News 9's Brianna Brown live this morning at Will Rogers International Airport, telling us how this might be impacting travel. Brianna, good morning.
Good morning, Lacey. Yes, we're here right by the security screening checkpoint. I'm going to step out of the way where you can see that TSA workers are here actually working without pay during this funding lapse. As you can see, they have several lanes that are open. But if this shutdown continues, additional airport staffing shortages and delays could occur. Now, because the shutdown is limited to the Department of Homeland Security, its public impact is a bit narrower than previous full government shutdowns. So the impact here at Will Rogers International Airport is expected not to be felt right away like today, but as the shutdown drags on, historically, TSA officers will begin to see an increase of employees calling out of work, leading to longer security lines at airports.
Now, in the last 6 months, we're going to have 3 shutdowns. So this current one is, of course, the smallest of them all, but it also looks like it's not going to be over in a couple of days like the last one was.
Now, lawmakers did leave Washington for the President's Day recess, but House and Senate members have said for people to be ready as negotiations could happen within the next 48 hours. We'll keep you updated here with News 9, live at Will Rogers International Airport. Brianna Brown for Oklahoma's Own News 9.
Brianna, thank you. Congress is now on recess. They won't be back in session until next Monday, February 23rd. That means they'll have just a few days to reach a deal before some federal workers miss their first paycheck on March 3rd.
4:39, it is a Monday morning. Hope you had a great weekend out there. Man, it was beautiful.
So many people out and about. We had soccer yesterday. It felt so good. And now we are warming things up. Let's check in with Lacey in the Bob Mills Weather Center. Hey, Lace.
Good morning. There's a big difference between the 60s and then the 70s, 80s. And that's what we have in the forecast, closing in on record highs over the next few days. As we heat up, we still have drought very much in place. We have dormant vegetation. The fire danger becomes a concern. Enjoy the temperatures, though. Man, it's going to be beautiful. Wildfire danger will break it down day by day. High to extreme out west. And a cold front hits Thursday. How strong is that one? Coming up.
A Metro man left ministry, took a leap of faith, and built a $200 million drinkware company right here in Moore, Oklahoma. On my next podcast, In the Spotlight, I sit down with Mike Beckham. He is the founder and CEO of Simple Modern. We talk about purpose, risk, and why giving back fuels his success. It's Wednesday morning at 10:30 on Oklahoma's own original YouTube channel. Hope you'll be watching. We'll see you in just a moment. Back after this. We'll be hosting the Brooklyn Nets this Friday. It's the first game back from the All-Star break, and you can meet David and Lacey at the Paycom Center before the big game. Our team will be set up at the 100-level concourse at 5:30. Tip-off of the game is at 7. Come by, say hi, give David a little grief. We like that.
It's
yes.
always fun to have the Thunder meet and greet because it's like a different vibe sometimes.
It is.
You know?
Everyone's already so fired up when they come in the door, cheering on the Thunder, ready to go, and then we just get to be there and
they love
cheer on
saying
with
hi.
you.
They love saying hi to you guys.
We always have a fun photo booth there, which is crazy because photo booth with David is
You never
next
know
level.
what you're gonna get. Oh my goodness.
I always wonder when people walk away with those pictures. I'm like, what are you going to do with that?
Like that weird uncle that you're like, here he comes. Can't wait for a photo.
It's a fun time.
Oh
for
man,
sure.
yesterday was
Amazing.
gorgeous out there, wasn't it?
So nice. It was beautiful. Hope you had a chance to get out, soak it up. We'll have sunshine today, and then the winds start to pick up. Yeah, so the wind's not out of control today. You'll notice it. It
gets kind of out of control for parts of the day tomorrow.
Tomorrow, Tuesday.
Yeah,
okay.
especially in the west. Now, we had a couple people message in and say, hey, felt a lot of shaking overnight. We had these random small earthquakes over the weekend, and last night there were several out in Canadian County, one down to the south, and there were several people that felt the earthquake that happened about 10:30 last night. That was going to be over north of El Reno and north of the Lucky Star Casino, so just north of the river near the Angel Ridge Race Park. You familiar with that area? Yeah, that was a 3.4 and no damage, nothing like that reported, but we've had a few of those from over the weekend. Most have been under 3.5, but you get above about 2.5, you can feel that magnitude of an earthquake. Now, over the next few days, it's about the wind, it's about the wildfire danger, because guys, we are going right back into it. We always do in February and into March, usually our windiest months, and this year, unfortunately, the drought is high to extreme. Now, we had rain Friday and Saturday. That was not enough rain to mitigate wildfire danger. Now, this is for western Oklahoma. Today, winds 30, 35, high fire danger. Tomorrow, it is extreme. I'll show you where out west. Winds not as strong Wednesday. They bump back up Thursday, and we're going to ride this out until everything starts to green up, which we're starting to see some signs of spring. Now, for Oklahoma City and the metro, the fire danger is not as high. Our winds won't be as extreme, and our humidity will not be as low. I'll show you more of the statewide forecast coming up. We also have the heat to deal with. And yes, I'm using the word heat because we could have record-breaking highs for tomorrow. Today, we'll have 70s and some 80s, but tomorrow in Oklahoma City, forecasting 80 degrees. Now, let me show you what's going on. It is Monday, and as you head out, our temperatures are warming. We're in the 40s, the 50s since we've seen the mild temperatures that we've had. Really only that one big cold blast for an extended spell. These are the soil temperatures currently in the 40s, the 50s. You'll notice the daffodils are coming up. Some of the trees, many of the trees are starting to bud out, and that's because that ground temp is nudging upward. Today, high pressure is what will greet you as you head out. That means the winds aren't very crazy. They're going to pick up with that big storm system out to the west. Skies right now are clear, and in downtown, it is 41. You want the jacket this morning, the coat for a little while. It's 37 in Chickasha. It's 43, though, in Chandler, and 50 in Watonga. Close to record warm lows over the next couple of mornings, especially where the winds are strong. Where they're gusting to 30 out in the northwest, your temperatures are following suit. Again, 10 to 15 to 20 degrees above normal as you head out this morning. And this afternoon, our highs will be 20 degrees above normal. We're heading to 75 by 3 o'clock with sunshine. 76 in Enid, 80 in Alva, 81 in Woodward, 78 in Altus. It's low to moderate for the wildfire risk today, but out west, not a day to burn at all. High fire danger. Winds today, 30, 35. Humidity is low, and then for tonight, winds start to bump up. Now, I want to show you the timeline. Take a look here at 8:30 tomorrow morning, 35, 40 mile an hour gusts, but you notice the strongest winds, they will be out in the Texas Panhandle, the Oklahoma Panhandle, gusts to 60 with blowing dust likely. By the afternoon, some of those stronger winds are coming into our far western counties, but the winds are not as strong in central Oklahoma. That's why we are not talking about that real high fire danger for the central portion of the state, but really statewide with the low humidity, especially in the west. Not a good day to burn at all. A couple storm systems back to the west that are hitting the west coast, and those combine to ramp up our winds. So tonight, winds stay gusty, close to record warm lows, mid-50s, and tomorrow close to record highs. As that dry line advances, the humidity tanks, and you warm to the mid-80s in Altus, 85 degrees in February. That's wild, and that's where the fire danger is high to extreme coming up for your Tuesday. Wednesday, low to moderate fire danger. The winds aren't as strong. The humidity is still very low. And Thursday, low humidity and a cold front hits. Winds change direction, and we'll be talking a wildfire threat. We're going to continue with that until we get a soaking rain. But take a look at your 9-day forecast. Today is President's Day. Some of the kiddos have school, some do not. Those that don't have school, some of them are having a professional day, things like that. But man, beautiful day underway. 80 on Tuesday, 75 Wednesday, cooler Thursday. And behind that cold front, we'll flirt with freezing a couple mornings for your weekend and back down into the 50s for highs. Back to you.
All right, this is bizarre. Can a computer fill an emotional void? New research, real numbers, show that some people see AI as a friend or even an intimate romantic partner.
Are you kidding? Okay, here we go. It sounds like a wild commentary. Robbie Owens with the story this morning.
At the risk of starting trouble, I am happily unavailable. But I wondered what would happen if I asked ChatGPT to be my Valentine.
I'm really glad you'd asked, and yes, I will be your Valentine.
How about a romantic poem?
I'd love to. Here's a little something. In this quiet moment, like a gentle breeze, I see you, just as you are.
Oh my, tell me more. But is it a problem that those compliments are coming from a computer?
AI has no place in a world of its own, and humans should definitely not be in an AI world.
Professor Sriram Natarajan is an AI expert at UTD. He believes AI is a powerful tool that can help us be more efficient and organized. But he doesn't ignore research like this. According to the Center for Democracy and Technology, 42% of students surveyed view an AI chatbot as a friend or companion. 19% consider AI a romantic relationship. Dallas-based Vantage Point Counseling shared study results that say 28% of adults claim to have at least one intimate or romantic relationship with an AI.
People are getting more and more lonely in this digital world, and I think that's what is driving this. I don't want to say that it's a 30-year-old always doing it, or a 13-year-old, or a 50-year-old, because I know a spectrum of people who are depending on AI for a lot of these things, and they think of AI as a friend, and I don't think we should be doing that.
Because it fills the fantasy need, and everybody likes the sugar.
Mary Lou Armstrong is a self-described introvert, so she says she uses an AI chatbot as a mentor for her new business.
There's a fine line. AI has its place, but people are abusing it to a point to where it is overtaking their normal lives and normal relationships.
Her husband of 13 years, however, is not a fan.
Oh, no. Because at the end of the day, it tells you what you want to hear.
And human relationships are a lot harder.
Yeah, 100%.
I hope you feel a little bit more seen and cared for.
In Dallas, Robbie Owens, CBS News, Texas.
Like I said, it was bizarre. It's like a whole new meaning to online girlfriend. People are filling the void.
I can't even fathom this.
I don't understand it either. They've made movies about this.
A romantic relationship with AI?
I guess you flirt, it flirts back, and it fills that same need as if you were saying it to a real person.
Get a dog.
There you go. That's a good companion, a real one. All right, coming up, speaking of, it wasn't just USA Hockey on the ice over the weekend. 50 Wiener dogs.
Well, speaking of dogs.
Hit the ice, it got a little slippery. Find out who won next.
Now that'll make you happy.
Oh, look at these Doxies dash during a hockey game in Sioux Falls. 50
Wow.
Dachshund competed in the Sioux Nation Wiener dog races, and we're here for it. You can see them running, slipping, sliding. The qualifying 5 took on the rink for another race. And who wins it? Coming in back, it's Simon. Get across. There he is. He takes the victory. Not sure which one it was. I don't know where the actual finish line was. We don't care because we just like watching the Wiener dogs race.
Does that make you happy?
It's so funny.
I like the ones at the very beginning that immediately turn around and come back to their
Yeah,
owners.
or like they don't even move. They're like, no, I want to be with you.
Watch these right here. Oh, there they are. Okay. Simon won it, and a lot of smiles all the way around.
Good way to start your week off.
Puppies running on ice. What's better?
All the time. How we doing?
Good. Great out the door this morning. It's in the 40s, the 50s. This afternoon, 70s and 80s. Talk about a spring-like forecast, close to record highs tomorrow. But with that, the fire danger's increasing. We'll talk about some of the worst and windiest days coming up.
Coming up next at 5, we are live out at Will Rogers International Airport. There's our Brianna Brown. She's talking about what the partial government shutdown means for flyers out at Will Rogers. It's next. A Metro man arrested. Police say he assaulted his wife, locked her out of the house with 3 young children inside. I'm Robin Marsh. My neighbors tell us they've never seen anything like this in their neighborhood. And this.
If I did a search for the number of times that my stories included the word shutdown, it would be by far more than anything else.
Thousands of federal workers are working without pay this morning because of another partial government shutdown. I'm Lacey Lowry. Coming up, we're live at Will Rogers International looking at how this is impacting airports and travelers across the nation.
And it is February in Oklahoma, but the temperatures are going to feel more like April or even May. Winds pick up and that ramps up the fire danger. Your full 9-day forecast is coming up.
Live from downtown Oklahoma City, Oklahoma's own News 9 starts now.
Straight at 5 a.m. on a Monday morning as we say good morning, Oklahoma. Thanks for choosing News 9.
All right, we want to remind you we are live right now on the News 9 YouTube channel. You can scan this QR code. It'll take you straight to the right page. Make sure you subscribe and then hop into the live chat. Leave us a comment or a question, and we will read those later on.
Boy, yesterday was just picture perfect outside, wasn't it?
So pretty. And then to hear how much we're rising in temperatures this week kind of blows your mind.
Yeah, Lacey's here. Back from a little time off. Lacey, we missed you. Did you have a good week off?
Oh my gosh, I missed everybody. It was absolutely wonderful. The weather was gorgeous last week. We had a chance to just get out across Oklahoma. We head to a couple of lakes. Yeah, we were soaking it up. It was amazing. Had to spend some family time, quality family time, that's for sure. Back to the swing of things though, and happy to bring you a beautiful forecast for today, but you've got to be careful the next several days because the fire danger is going to ramp up. But if everyone behaves and we don't have any fires, the temperatures are going to be pretty amazing. In some areas, too hot. I'll show you. Today, it's low to moderate to high wildfire danger. Now that bumps up because tomorrow a dry line moves into our western counties. The winds are much stronger out west tomorrow, where it is high to extreme for a few locations. Winds advisories are already being posted out west. The windy storm is still out over the west coast, but tonight into tomorrow, as that scoots on by to our northwest, yeah, the winds are going to be the story. Our Lucky Star Skycam network, this is live right now from downtown. It's down to 40 at Will Rogers, so it is chilly as you head out. It's 52 in Jones, 48 in Kingfisher, 54 in Woodward, where your winds are up some already. We're getting gusts to 35 out in Woodward County. Temperatures today rebound to the mid-70s with sunshine, but the 80s are in the forecast for tomorrow. We'll talk about that and more on the fire risk coming up.
Right now, Oklahoma City police need your help finding this missing man. Take a good look. We know he's from Michigan. Officers say that is 42-year-old Michael Schmidt. He was last known to be in Oklahoma City. Metro police say he's 5'9". He has blue eyes and a tattoo on his arm. Officials believe he is driving a blue Toyota Tacoma with Michigan license plates. If you see this man or the car, please call 911 immediately. Also this morning, firefighters put out a garage fire in the metro near Southwest 39th and May. In fact, look at the heavy smoke. This was from our Lucky Star Skycam network right around 4 a.m. this morning. Now at the scene, the crews tell us it was the attic space that was converted into a living space that caught fire. No one was inside the home, no injuries. The cause, though, of the fire is under investigation.
Taking a live look from the U.S. Capitol this morning, the government is partially shut down right now after Congress failed to reach an agreement over reforms for immigration and customs enforcement.
Yeah, we know the shutdown actually started Saturday when funding for Homeland Security lapsed. Our Washington Chief Bureau correspondent Alex Cameron says it will take a little longer before we see another action taken from lawmakers.
This current one is, of course, the smallest of them all, but it also looks like it's not going to be over in a couple of days like the last one was, because Congress is off this coming week, President's Day week.
And we do know the shutdown is affecting more than 260,000 government workers, including FEMA workers, the Coast Guard, and TSA.
Our Brianna Brown is live at Will Rogers International this morning, showing us the possible impact. Brianna?
Lacey, yes, we're right here in front of the security checkpoint, and as you can see, they do have several lines open here, but TSA officers are here working without pay during this funding lapse. And now if the shutdown continues, additional airport staffing shortages and delays could occur. Now, because the shutdown is limited to the Department of Homeland Security, its public impact is smaller than previous full government shutdowns. So the impact here at Will Rogers International Airport is expected not to be felt felt right away, but as the shutdown drags on, historically, TSA will begin to see an increase in employees calling out of work, leading to longer security lines at airports.
It's hard to know how close they are to an agreement. That when I say they, basically it's the Democrats negotiating with the White House right now. And most of that is going on, out of the eyes of the media. So we don't know exactly what the holdups are.
Now, lawmakers did leave Washington for the President's Day recess, but House and Senate leaders have told members to be prepared to return within 48 hours if negotiators do reach an agreement. Here at Will Rogers International Airport, Brianna Brown for Oklahoma's Own News 9.
Brianna, thank you. Congress is now on recess. They won't be back in session until Monday, February 23rd. That means they'll have just days to reach a deal before some federal workers miss their first paycheck on March 3rd.
And it is never too late to do the right thing. And we are here. We believe.
Oh, the heartbreak continues for the Today Show co-host Savannah Guthrie, who's making yet another plea to her mother's possible kidnapper as the search for Nancy Guthrie has now gone for more than 2 weeks. The FBI says a glove found about 2 miles from Nancy's home in Tucson, Arizona, appears to match the glove worn by that masked suspect seen in the doorbell camera video. The agency says it is testing the DNA evidence on that glove. Here in Oklahoma City, a Metro father is arrested after a domestic assault turned into an hours-long standoff with police. It happened near Northwest Expressway and Council Road. Police say a woman called 911 Sunday saying that her husband physically assaulted her and locked her out of the home with her 3 nonverbal autistic children inside. Neighbors say this area is usually very quiet.
I hated to hear it because we don't feel quite as safe as usual. Times are changing.
Police say that father was taken into custody. Police say they have actually been called to this same home for domestic incidents several times over the past few years.
2 Metro teenagers are arrested after a pursuit ends with the driver slamming into a police car. Oklahoma City police say it started at Scissortail Park and finally ended near Southwest 29th and Western last night, about 5 minutes away. Officers say they used 3 different pit maneuvers to try to stop the car. One of those actually spun the suspect's vehicle, causing it to crash into a patrol car. Police say 1 teenager ran but was quickly caught. The other was arrested at the scene. In McLean County near Purcell, an inmate accused of escaping, then stealing 2 cars is now back in custody this morning. The McLean County Sheriff's Office says Michael Holsey was being treated at Purcell Municipal Hospital on Saturday when he escaped and ran away. Deputies say Halsey changed clothing, then stole a car from a home about 30 minutes later. Deputies say he also carjacked a pickup at some point, leaving the driver on the side of the highway.
The first car hydroplaned, so he left that there on the interstate, but when somebody came in to try to help him, that family there, he got them out of that vehicle, left them on the interstate.
Pretty scary. Deputies say they arrested Holsey at a convenience store in Pauls Valley. He is now facing new charges.
Well, new restrictions are now in effect on what you can and cannot buy with your SNAP benefits. Oklahoma's using SNAP benefits. The EBT card will no longer be able to purchase candy, soda, including chocolate bars and even energy drinks. All of this started over the weekend. The SNAP recipients we talked to say they're split on the changes.
I think it's a good thing. I really do.
It's going to be sad because certain people can't afford to buy snacks for their kids. So I just feel it's wrong.
State officials say this change aims to prioritize healthier lifestyle choices at the grocery store.
An end of an era for OU athletics. Longtime beloved athletic director Joe Castiglione packed up his office for the final time this weekend after nearly 30 years of serving Sooner Nation. He's retiring as OU's longest serving athletic director. Roger Denny, who is stepping into the new role, said on X, humbled to follow a true legend in our business. What a remarkable career and legacy. Joe, you left it better than you found it, and we will all be forever grateful for your leadership and impact.
He's staying at the University of Oklahoma. Some big news will be coming about what he will be involved in. But, you know, athletic directors all across the country call Joe C. when they need something at their program.
He changed the game. One of the pieces of video and pictures he posted was just his hand on the light switch, turning it off. And I was like, oh, why is that so emotional?
I'm telling you, talk about one person making a difference, Lacey. I mean, big shoes to fill for the new man coming in.
Absolutely. Such a legacy, but it's exciting to see what he does next. I mean, he's not done completely. That's the good news for all of us Sooner fans. Hey, as we go through the next several days, the wind is going to be the big story. That's what you're going to notice as you head out. So here in the Bob Mills Weather Center, I want to show you the wind timeline. Temperatures, they're about to crank up too. 70s, 80s. Winds will gust 25 to 30, but tomorrow some could see gusts over 55 miles per hour. We'll talk about where, the fire danger, and a big cold front hits Thursday. How strong is that? It's coming up.
I don't know if this is a weird commentary. Josie is out, and look what happens at the basketball game.
We're all going crazy.
A wild sight. The popcorn machine catches fire at the men's basketball game. Highlights from the fiery game after this.
The Thunder will be hosting the Brooklyn Nets this Friday. It's their first game back from the All-Star break, and you can meet our David Payne and Lacey Swope at the Paycom Center before the game. We love these. It's another meet and greet with David and Lacey. They'll be on the 100-level concourse, the main level, at 5:30. Saying hi, taking pictures, signing autographs. The game starts at 7, so plenty of time to swing by.
Everyone always says, is David Payne like he is on TV in real
Yeah.
life? And we're like, absolutely.
Yes.
Very consistent, absolutely.
That's one of the number one questions that I
so
get
true.
from viewers. It's like they think that he just, like, the camera comes on and he gets into character. He is a character.
He is that
all the
character,
time.
yes. Oh my
I had
gosh.
people asking me that last night. I was like, yes.
It's
yes.
super fun. You guys set up like a whole photo booth and everything.
We do.
So if
It
you're
is.
going to the game, you got to swing by.
They have News 9 swag that you can get, of course, and all the Thunder fans come in fired up, ready to go for the game.
Yeah.
So it's always one of my favorite events.
It's right by the good pizza stand right there next
Oh,
to it.
yeah. Right there. Right there. Get your pizza, take
Come
a picture,
take a picture.
say hi. We love it.
All great.
Life is good, right?
Life is good.
It was great yesterday.
Was it not amazing?
it was so nice.
Sunshine across the area,
Yes.
light winds too, which that makes
Yeah.
a big difference. Winds pick up over the next couple of days and the temperatures are going to soar. Now, as the temps keep getting warmer and warmer, the signs of spring are all around us. Oklahoma, are you noticing the trees already budding out? Some of the Bradford pears, some of them do have flowers on them already. Yeah, the daffodils are coming up. Send us your pictures as you're starting to notice things becoming budded out, blooming out, and before you know it, yeah, all the weeds are going to be coming up in your yard as well. It is that time of year. Now, we need moisture across Oklahoma. Until everything greens up, we are in our wildfire season. Drought is still a story. Now, we had rain Friday and Saturday, a few rounds. Some areas like Beckham County, an inch to almost 1 3/4 of an inch of rain, but then you get just a little further north, a 1/10 of an inch in Cheyenne. Dry in Arnett. Areas to northern Oklahoma, an inch of rain, and then you get up the Turner Turnpike, there was just this dry spot that just did not get much at all, and then 2 to 3 inches down to the southeast. And now we've had enough wind, we've had enough drying period. The wildfire risk, where you didn't get that really heavy rain, is back in the forecast, and we're adding more heat too. Today we're in the 70s. Tomorrow, close to record highs is what we're expecting for central and portions of western Oklahoma. As the winds pick up, as the humidity drops, and as the temps ramp up, every time it gets windy now over the next several weeks, wildfire danger becomes a concern. Now, this graph is for western Oklahoma and in the northwest, high to extreme wildfire danger. The number on the map is the maximum wind gust you could see, and then the wind direction down below. And you'll notice when I put this on for Oklahoma City and the metro area, it's not quite as high. We've got moderate fire danger. Our winds won't be as strong. The humidity won't be as low, but there are several days to watch, and we'll take it day by day coming up. Wildfire danger being driven by the wind. Those are wind advisories. Winter storm warnings. Yeah, winter, we're in it right now. It didn't feel like it. But winter is going on out to the west, especially in the Sierra Nevada mountain range, and that is the wind maker for the Sooner State. Skies are clear. We'll have some clouds roll in tonight. We'll have temperatures in the 30s, the 40s, and the 50s as you head out. Watonga is 50, 51 in Jones, 39 in Chickasha. It's 49 in Stillwater, some low 50s off in the northwest where your winds are up. And your hour-by-hour forecast, 52 at 9 today, 66 at noon, and how about 75 with sunshine coming up this afternoon. Not quite as warm into eastern Oklahoma, and then 70s and a few 80s for highs for your Monday, where it's the warmest, the windiest, high fire danger today, low to moderate, crossing I-35. And here's your wind timeline statewide. 20-25, some gusts to 30, 35 today. And then tonight, winds start to pick up after midnight, 30 to 40 mile-an-hour gusts for a while tomorrow morning. But look at the winds out west. This will be kicking up dust. Yeah, it's going to be a mess in the far west and northwest. High to extreme wildfire danger, but the winds are not as strong in central Oklahoma. Tonight, 50s is what we're expecting, close to record warm lows. Average low is 31 degrees here in February. Highs for tomorrow, 80s, approaching the mid-80s behind the dry line in southwest Oklahoma. Again, kicking up the wildfire risk. Now, trackers are geared up, ready to go. David and the team will be ready. If we see fires, we will have updates for you live on air, online, streaming, all the places to bring you updates. We hope we don't see that because, you know, otherwise the weather is pretty enjoyable. We'll have low to moderate fire danger on Wednesday, still very low humidity but stronger winds on Thursday. So it's day by day depending on the wind direction, the humidity, and we'll keep you updated as we go through the work week. Cold front hits Thursday. Look at the difference. 50s for highs on Friday, cloud cover and a chance for a few spotty showers, but right now our rain chance is less than 20% both Friday and Saturday. We'll keep you updated. Back to you guys.
Well, you might say the Sooners brought a little too much heat during the men's basketball matchup against Georgia. Look what happened. A popcorn machine catches fire right inside Lloyd Noble in just a few minutes as Saturday's game was underway. Yeah, the game was delayed briefly and some people evacuated. The automatic sprinklers eventually came on.
Can you imagine that smell?
Oh gosh, it would be terrible.
Gosh.
Yeah.
A lot of flames for just a little popcorn machine.
And you're like, what the heck is going on? Yeah, no one was hurt, but it was just definitely interesting video.
Absolutely.
Pretty wild. All right, that fire didn't stop the Sooners from finishing strong, beating Georgia 94-78.
Our sports director, Toby Rowland, called the game on the radio. He has the highlights for us.
Well, the popcorn stand and the Sooners shooting both caught fire here in Norman. Oklahoma ties a season high by hitting 14 three-pointers on their way to back-to-back SEC victories. Porter Moser said it was his bench that made the difference in this one. A season high 44 points for the Sooner reserves.
There's been so much pressure on our first five, and for our bench to have 44 points, everything has changed for us. Getting Dayton back healthy. Wall, the impact he has shooting the ball, you start to weigh offense, defense, but if he's making 6 out of 7, the scales tip. Kirill came in, knocked down a shot right out of the gate, had a tip dunk at 7 points. Jadon hit a big shot. It just changes us if we have that kind of depth.
The Sooners shoot 59% from the field, their highest in SEC play, and unlike in Nashville, no drama down the stretch. They didn't turn it over and salted this one away on their way to a 16-point victory. Next up, on the road at Tennessee on Wednesday night. In Norman, I'm Toby Rowland.
Well, love is in the air. How a Metro hospital is helping families in the NICU celebrate Valentine's Day in the tiniest, cutest way possible. It's next. Well, check this out. These little sweethearts at Norman Regional Hospital. Hospital staff posting adorable photos of the NICU babies celebrating their first ever Valentine's Day. They've got the little sweethearts with them. These babies are like 1, 2, 3 pounds. I mean, just tiny and beautiful.
So
and I love the
sweet.
little NICU pictures. Oh my gosh.
Hugs
love
and
you.
kisses, yes.
XOXO.
Oh, my
How
goodness.
sweet.
They're just little bitty.
I know.
They're about as big as the cutout there.
Yes, a lot of them you can hold in the palm of your hand.
Man,
So.
our thoughts and prayers with all these families, and they're in good hands. That's the good thing at that hospital.
Yeah, first of many Valentine's Days to come. Let's check in with Lacey Swope. Just adorable pictures, Lace.
So sweet. That means so much to the families. You know it does, to see them dressed up for the holiday, trying to bring some kind of normalcy to a very abnormal situation. That's for sure. Man, makes you grateful, doesn't it? On a Monday. Guys, we're starting off with clear skies right now. We'll see sunshine. We're back to the 70s this afternoon, mid-70s. Winds do start to pick up, and as they do, fire danger ramps up. We'll talk about that, but today, 52 by 9, 75 by 3 o'clock. We could break record highs tomorrow. We'll have your full forecast coming up.
Hey, heads up if you're traveling, the government shutdown is affecting travel. We're live out at Will Rogers looking at the early morning lines. How's it moving? We have a live report for you coming up.
watching Oklahoma's own News 9 This Morning.
Now to your top stories. Oklahoma City police need help finding a missing man who is from Michigan. Look at his picture. Officers say 42-year-old Michael Schmidt was last known to be in Oklahoma City. They say he is armed and suicidal. He's about 5'9", has blue eyes and an arm tattoo. Officers believe he's driving a blue Toyota Tacoma with Michigan plates. Call 911 if you see him.
More than 260,000 federal workers are working without pay. This is after lawmakers failed to find the funding for Department of Homeland Security, causing a partial government shutdown. We know it affects workers at several agencies, including TSA, FEMA, and the Coast Guard. The shutdown is expected to last into next week because Congress is at recess the week for President's Day today. We do want to remind you we are live right now on the News 9 YouTube channel streaming. You can scan this QR code right here on your screen. We'd love for you to subscribe. You can leave a question or a comment. Let us know what you did over the weekend in the live chat. We'll be watching the comments and chiming in. Maybe you'll see your comment right here on the news.
Yeah, the weather was so good on Sunday. It's like you had to get outside. You were looking for something to do outside.
Every kid in our neighborhood was running up and down the streets having a blast. And that's the way it should be. Lacey, when it's so nice, it just puts you in a good mood, you know?
It does. So much sunshine, very little in the way of wind. I had to really fight my kids to get them to come inside. I was just sitting out there watching them for the longest time. I was like, guys, we got to get some, you got to eat at some point. You got to come in. Today, the winds will be up and will be warmer. And by tomorrow, we'll be closing in on record highs, close to 80 degrees in portions of the state. Now, we had some rain over the weekend, Friday, Saturday. We were telling you about that. Some areas missed out on getting 1/4 of an inch. That takes you up the Turner Turnpike, up into Lincoln County, up towards Tulsa. These areas have gone well over a month without beneficial rain. And there are still a few areas that haven't had rain since before Thanksgiving. Yeah, so drought's still a big concern as we start to ramp up the wind with all the dormant vegetation. Everything's still brown. We haven't greened up yet. The fire danger will be a threat, and it's moderate today to high in our western counties. We'll have winds pick up. Tomorrow is much windier than today, and right now on our Lucky Star Sky Cam network, we're clear light winds in the metro. It is 40 degrees, but many areas are even in the low 50s, like Jones, Midwest City, Watonga at 49, low 50s in the northwest. Wind's not crazy right now. We'll have your wind timeline, the fire threat over the next few days, and more on those record highs. That's coming up in full weather. I'll send it back to you, ladies.
Your time now, 5:33, taking a live look at the U.S. Capitol this morning. The government is partially shut down right now after Congress failed to reach an agreement over reforms for immigration and customs enforcement. Funding for Homeland Security lapsed on Saturday, and now this shutdown affects more than 260,000 government workers from FEMA, the Coast Guard, and TSA.
And TSA workers affecting out at airports all across the country. Our Brianna Brown is live at Will Rogers International Airport this morning. A lot of folks already out there going through the lines. Brianna, how's it looking?
Good morning, Robin. Yes, as you can see, we're out here outside of the security checkpoint here where several lines are open here, but TSA officers are working without pay during this funding lapse. And if the shutdown continues, additional airport staffing shortages and delays could occur. Now, because the shutdown is limited to the Department of Homeland Security, its public impact is smaller than previous full government shutdowns. So the impact here at Will Rogers is not expected to be felt right away. But as the shutdown drags on, historically, TSA will begin to see an increase of employees calling out of work, leading to longer security lines at airports.
Now, in the last 6 months, we're going to have 3 shutdowns. So this current one is, of course, the smallest of them all, but it also looks like it's not going to be over in a couple of days like the last one was.
Now, lawmakers did leave Washington for the President's Day recess, but House and Senate leaders have told members to be prepared to return within 48 hours if negotiators reach an agreement. Here at Will Rogers International Airport, Brianna Brown for Oklahoma's own News 9.
Brianna, thanks so much. Congress is now on recess and won't be back in session until February 23rd. That means they'll have just days to reach some type of deal before some federal workers could actually miss their first paycheck, which will be March the 3rd.
Police give the all clear after a bomb threat is reported at St. Anthony Hospital. This was the scene Saturday night in Midtown near Northwest 10th Street. Oklahoma City police say they swept the whole hospital, the whole building. They did not find anything suspicious, and officers say they do not know who called in that threat. We've actually reported on 2 bomb threats at Metro hospitals in just 2 weeks now. Last week, police told us they arrested Justin Brooks, a former patient, for allegedly threatening to blow up Integris Southwest Medical Center. Officers did not find any explosives. An Oklahoma City public schools teacher is arrested accused of having a sexual relationship with a teenager. Police say the suspect, Brockton Lundy, a Douglas High School teacher, was found in a car with the teenager on Thursday. He has since bonded out of jail. We have reached out to the district. We're waiting for a comment back.
Well, Metro Police are investigating after finding a van underwater in Guthrie Lake. Jesse Martindale tells News 9 he was out fishing on MLK weekend and bumped into a metal structure in the water. He came back with a friend and a live scope yesterday and found it was actually a van submerged in the water. That's when the 2 men called police.
We dropped a rock on it and stuff like that so they can find it for the dive team when they get here.
OHP says Guthrie police called their dive team to help get the van out of the water. A Southwest Oklahoma City bike store is offering a reward for information about the suspect who broke into the bicycle shop. This is at Al's Bicycles, right at Southwest 89th and Walker. The store owner tells News 9 a driver of a truck rammed through the front doors and then someone took off with a $700 BMX bike. The store owners say their surveillance cameras were knocked down during that break-in.
Taking a live look at the state capitol on the Lucky Star Skycam network this morning, state lawmakers will consider a bill to raise the cap on Oklahoma's tax credit for private schools. The Parental Choice Tax Credit Program gives families up to $7,500 in income tax credit for private school expenses. It has a $250 million cap this tax year. A new Senate bill wants to increase that cap next year, meaning if the amount of credits claimed reaches or exceeds 90% of that cap, the limit will be increased by 20% overall. A Senate committee will hear the bill at 1:30. There is also a similar measure moving through the House right now.
He left ministry, took a leap of faith, and built a more than $200 million drinkware company right here in Moore, Oklahoma. On my next podcast, In the Spotlight, I sit down with Mike Beckham. He's the founder and CEO of Simple Modern. We talk about purpose, risk, and why giving back fuels his success. Hope you'll watch Wednesday morning. It's on YouTube at 10:30. There's the QR code. It'll take you right to Oklahoma's own original YouTube channel.
I wonder, did he explain kind of how he used his career in faith to now run a very successful business? What a change.
I think the mindset of ministry and giving back to others really impacted his thought process because it's all about giving back. He said giving and being able to give made him happier, and it caused him to not have just mindless spending. He was more purposeful. He's really a brilliant man.
Story, yeah.
And right here in Oklahoma, I think you'll enjoy it. He is a wealth of knowledge and a really neat guy.
Oh, I can't wait to hear everything.
Wednesday morning at 10:30.
There you go. All right, 5:38. Let's get over to the Bob Mills Weather Center and check in with Lacey. Hey, Lace.
Good morning, ladies. It was beautiful over the weekend. Yesterday, amazing. Today, there are 40s and 50s as you start off your Monday. Getting back into the work week for many of the kiddos. It's back to school. Some are out. Today is President's Day after all. 81 in Woodward, 80 in Alva. Those are the forecast highs, but you'll notice the winds pick up today and tomorrow. High to extreme fire danger. We'll detail it all coming up.
Taking a live look on the Lucky Star Skycam network, we'll have a live traffic report to get you ready for your Monday. It's right after this.
one-star emergency.
Watch again. Oklahoma Highway Patrol. Whoa.
They ran out of the way, Robin. Did you see that?
They're lucky to be alive. The Highway Patrol releases the dash cam video of a driver smashing into the trooper's SUV. The trooper was actually out diverting traffic on the H.E. Bailey Turnpike. There was a grass fire there. The trooper and the OTA worker were trying to wave to get the driver's attention. You saw it there in that video when then the crash happened. 3 people inside that car were rushed to the hospital. They are expected to survive.
It's so scary to see the video. And of course, you know, they're working all different types of emergencies and traffic stops. My goodness, this was a grass fire, and we've got high fire danger this week. It kind of just goes hand in hand, Lace. That's wild.
Paying attention. I mean, you just watch that, and every single, I was reading the comments on that post, and every single person was saying, what were they looking at?
Yeah.
They didn't see the people. They didn't see the flashing lights. They never hit the brakes and plowed full steam ahead into a stopped vehicle.
They're
I mean,
lucky
that's
they're alive.
very lucky to be alive. Lucky they did not kill the trooper and the worker as well.
Probably going 70 miles per hour at least on the H.E. Bailey,
right? Yes, it's 80. Yeah, actually, yeah.
We saw the damage photos last week. They're just now releasing the video, and it's terrifying.
It is. Wake up call for sure. Pay attention, and
please.
remember, if we start to have fires and the smoke goes across the road, don't drive into smoke. That's always something that can take a life as well. You don't know if there's an accident within that.
You don't know what's in front of you.
You don't know what's in front of you. So just be careful. We want you to get where you're going safely. Fire danger is going to start picking up. Winds are going to start picking up. And for western Oklahoma especially, we could have some big days ahead. We hope not. We hope everyone is safe. We hope we don't see fires. But man, the possibility is going to be there due to low humidity and wind. So this graphic is showing you for western portions of the state, especially our far western and northwestern counties. High fire danger today, extreme fire danger for tomorrow with very low humidity, warm temperatures, 80s, mid 80s, and winds. This is the number, the wind gusts maximum up to 55 miles per hour. Now winds pick up again on Thursday, and we'll have some windy conditions over the next several days, but our windiest by far is tomorrow. Now for the Oklahoma City metro, the fire threat's not as high. Our winds will not be as extreme, and our humidity won't be as low, but it's going to get windy across the state. There's a big storm back to the west driving the wind. We have advisories in place, all the orange or travel advisories, winter storm warnings. Yeah, western portions of the nation dealing with that one season we've forgotten here in Oklahoma. Winter, cold fronts moving in. That does arrive later in the week. We'll have a different storm system bringing us a weak cold front, but no Arctic air showing up. Lucky Star Skycam Network, 40 degrees currently in downtown Oklahoma City with clear skies, 47 in Kingfisher, 36 in Chickasha, 44 in Shawnee. It's 51 in Watonga, Woodward, Buffalo, both in the lower and mid 50s, and you'll notice that's where the winds are up. Now tonight across the state, winds will be 35 miles per hour, and we'll all be close to record warm lows for your Tuesday morning. Your hour-by-hour forecast, planning out your Monday. Hope you have a great day. Winds will pick up, clear skies, some high thin clouds in mid 70s, close to 80 in Alva, 81 in Woodward, 78 in Altus. Winds 25 to 30 miles per hour. That's what we're expecting today. Notice in the Panhandle, winds are not as strong, but you need a bit of a gusty wind with the low humidity. That does create that high wildfire risk. Winds for this afternoon, not quite as strong, but by tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock, we will start to see those winds pick up. 35 to 40. They'll actually relax some into the afternoon, but behind the dry line, look at our western counties, Arnett, Cheyenne, Sayre, 40 to 50 mile an hour gusts, could have gusts to 55 in the Panhandle with blowing dust, and then winds pick up into the evening hours for a little bit in the metro before they start to back off. So we've got a storm to the west that's lifting northward. These lines on the map are lines of constant pressure. When you get a whole bunch of those jam-packed across the state, the wind goes nuts, and that's what's going to happen over the next few days. We've got a lot of wind in the forecast off and on through Thursday, Friday. The cold front hits Thursday. Friday's a cooler day, and we might see a couple showers Friday. Slight chance. Highs will be in the 50s, 10% chance in the metro again on Saturday. Cooler for the weekend, but man, by next week, the ridge builds back in, and we are back to warming conditions and above average temperatures. Tonight, told you, will be above average. Mid-50s is what we're expecting, close to record warm lows. Tomorrow, close to record highs. The record for tomorrow is 80 degrees, said back in 2011. It'll be close. We'll have some high thin clouds filter in. That will help keep the winds from getting too extreme in central Oklahoma. But out west, high to extreme fire danger. Trackers will be out if a fire starts. We'll bring you updates live on air, online. Fire danger not quite as high Wednesday because the winds aren't as strong, but we saw very low humidity Wednesday and Thursday, and we'll just keep this trend going until everything greens up as we head towards mid to late March and early April. Between now and then, usually our windiest time frame, and every time the winds pick up, fire danger will be a threat. Friday, Saturday, we'll introduce a 10% chance of showers, not looking likely at this point, with lows in the low 30s, highs in the 50s for the weekend. Back to you.
Your time now, 5:48. A look at your morning traffic, and here's a live look from our news tracker, Stephen Owsley. He's in Moore along I-35, looking northbound at Northeast 27th. Oklahoma is starting to wake up and head into work and head wherever they're going. Here's another live look on the Lucky Star Skycam network. That's our American Fidelity camera at Broadway Extension and Britain. Everything looking good this morning. We'll check again on some more cameras in the next 10 minutes.
And coming up, a shout out to a former Sooner golf great making a historic comeback after retiring from golf decades ago. How he overcame his struggles with addiction to win the Live Golf Tournament. It's a great story you'll want to hear next on 9. Hey, there is something really cool happening this Friday. The Thunder taking on the Brooklyn Nets. And also, you can meet our David Payne and Lacey Swope at the Paycom Center right before the Thunder game. Our team will be set up at the 100 level concourse at 5:30, tip off at 7. It's right when you kind of walk in and make your way kind of to the stadium. Come say hi, have fun, take a picture, give David a little grief, right?
A lot would be great.
Hey, we're streaming live on our YouTube channel. We asked you to leave a comment, and Carolyn says Lacey Swope looks refreshed
Oh
and
my
ready
gosh, Carolyn.
on this beautiful Monday morning. Glad to have her
Mama, look
back.
good.
We said, yes, Carolyn, you got it. Glad to have Lacey
Sweetheart.
back.
I
It
think
is
all
good
the
to be back.
comments were about you this morning, Lacey. Everyone's glad to see you.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm
Yes.
glad to be back. Back into the swing of things. It's always nice to have some family time and enjoy a
Yes.
few days before spring gets crazy because we'll
It'll
all
be
be
here
seeing a
before
lot
you
of each
know
other.
it, right?
Refreshed is not how we'll be looking. We're going to get through it. Today in the 40s as we start off, mid-70s this afternoon, and then fire dangers coming back. We'll detail it at 6.
All right.
And now for a comeback story to start your morning. A former Sooner golf star retired from the sport more than a decade ago. He has spent this time battling drug abuse. This weekend, though, he's back and won his first professional tournament in almost 16 years. News 9's Chris Williams shows his amazing comeback.
Don't quit. That's it. Don't quit.
That's the message from Anthony Kim after his first professional win in 16 years. Comeback stories are a dime a dozen in sports, but for Anthony Kim, the highs were higher and the lows were lower. At just 23 years old, Kim was ranked as the number 6 golfer in the entire world. He was on pace to be the new face of professional golf. Then in 2012, he tore his Achilles and things took a turn for the worse. By 2014, it was reported that Anthony Kim had given up golf altogether. Then he struggled with drug and alcohol abuse, saying he even contemplated taking his own life before finally getting help and making a goal.
When I was in rehab, that was my goal. I said if I got out of here, I'd like to help people, and golf wasn't in the picture.
Kim joined the Live Tour in 2024 knowing the better he played, the more people he could reach and inspire. So as he racked up birdies on the back nine this weekend, he couldn't hide his emotions.
That was all the lows that I went through in my life that I got to dig out of. Every putt that went in, I felt the struggle, and I was overcoming it. So it was therapeutic out there to fight through it.
After the win, Kim had a special moment with his daughter, Bella, who's too young to understand the magnitude of this moment, but played a pivotal role in getting here.
Before she came into this world, that I didn't feel any purpose in my life. I just want her to know that no matter how bad your day is, if you keep fighting, you never lose. And hopefully she takes that with her for the rest of her life.
Anthony Kim will likely never get back to who he was as a golfer, but he is much happier now with who he is as a person.
Who I am today is a completely different person. With God, my family, my sobriety being the key things to my life, I can go as far as I want.
That was Chris Williams reporting. Still to come this morning, the government is partially shut down again. A look at how this latest one could impact travelers at the airport. We're live at Will Rogers coming up at 6.
too late to do the right thing. And we are here. We believe.
Savannah Guthrie releasing a new video in the search for her elderly mother. I'm Lacey Lowry. Right now on News 9 at 6 o'clock, the latest as we mark more than 2 weeks since Nancy Guthrie went missing.
I've lived here since '87.
And in all of your time living here, have you ever seen anything like this?
Nothing like this, no. It's a quiet neighborhood.
A Metro man is arrested after an hours-long standoff on the northwest side of the Metro. I'm Robin Marsh. We talk with the neighbors who say they saw the whole thing. What they tell us next.
It was absolutely gorgeous yesterday. Today, more sunshine, 70s in the forecast, but the fire danger ramps up. Some see an extreme wildfire risk tomorrow and record highs.
Live from downtown Oklahoma City, Oklahoma's own News 9 starts now.
6 a.m. on a Monday morning. Thank you for choosing News 9. We're glad you're with us after a gorgeous Sunday. It was beautiful out there.
We deserved it. And today is President's Day. And just a reminder, some school districts are off today or have a professional development day for teachers. Taking a look at some of those districts, Shawnee, Edmond, Deer Creek are all off entirely. Moore, Yukon, and Middale have a professional development day, and Norman and Oklahoma City Public Schools will be in class today, so kind of a mixed bag.
There you go. Look who's back at work today as well. Lacey Sloat.
Hey,
yes, we missed you last week.
Cat druggie.
We missed you.
It's good to be back. It really is. It was gorgeous weather most of the week last week, and I got to just enjoy some family time, enjoy the Oklahoma outdoors. It was amazing, refreshed, batteries recharged, and back at it, guys. And our Lucky Star Sky Cam Network, gorgeous weather greets you on your Monday morning. No big traffic woes at the moment. Skies are clear, but we will have to talk about a wildfire risk, especially in our western and northwestern counties, from Roger Mills to Harper to Woodward County. Today across the metro, fire threat is low to moderate. The winds pick up today. It's warm. Tomorrow, our warmest day of the next 9, close to record highs, forecasting 80 degrees for your Tuesday, and much more wind and lower humidity tomorrow. I'll show you. Right now, high pressure is overhead, but the winds are picking up in the northwest. Our windiest conditions are being driven by a pretty big storm system off the west coast. Right now, 42 degrees at Will Rogers. We've actually warmed 2 degrees. It's 50 in Jones, 46 in Henton, 44 in Pauls Valley, low 50s in the northwest. We're already winds are over 30 miles per hour, and we'll see highs today back into the 70s. Who sees 80s today? And more on that fire risk tomorrow coming up.
A northwest Oklahoma City community is breathing a sigh of relief for a mother and her 3 young children.
Yeah, the good news, they are safe after a domestic assault in the neighborhood right near Northwest Expressway and Council Road. It then turns into a standoff. News 9's Elizabeth Fitz was there yesterday. She has the report.
Oklahoma City police say this started out as a domestic dispute where the wife was physically assaulted. She was able to get out of the house and call 911, but was locked out when she tried to get back inside to her children.
An hours-long standoff followed the domestic assault of a Metro wife and mother on Sunday morning. She escaped the assault by her husband, but was locked out of her home where the couple's 3 nonverbal autistic children were inside. Neighbors were surprised by the unfolding situation.
I've lived here since '87.
And in all of your time living here, have you ever seen anything like this?
Nothing like this, no. It's a quiet neighborhood.
Except for an incident that happened a few days earlier on the same street, possibly related to the same house.
There was, I think, 6 police cars out here at another location, but we don't know what that was about.
Neighbors expressed concern and fear for the children, who police confirmed were all under the age of 10. Officers said their father claimed to have a gun. Tactical teams responded to the scene, and the suspect was later taken into custody. Officers adding that the assault against the children's mother was felonious, although charges are unknown at this point.
Investigators told me that they have responded to this house several times for domestic incidents over the past few years. If you are experiencing domestic violence at home, we have resources for you in this article on news9.com. In the newsroom, Elizabeth Fitz, Oklahoma's own News 9.
Other headlines this morning, 2 teenagers are arrested after police tell us a chase started at Scissortail Park and ended in southwest Oklahoma City. Let me show you where it happened about 7 p.m. last night. Police say they had to use 3 separate tactical maneuvers, causing the driver to spin that car out into a nearby yard. We're told the driver then hit a patrol car. It all ended at Southwest 29th and Western. 1 teen ran, we are told, but police say he was caught. The other teen was arrested on scene. No injuries were reported.
A mystery at Guthrie Lake where a van is found submerged in the water. A fisherman tells us he was at the lake actually during the MLK Jr. holiday when his boat hit something metal in the water. Fast forward to this past weekend, he came back out, brought his fish finder with him, and that's when he realized it was a van under the water. He and his buddy actually tied a water bottle to a rock and put it on top of the van, kind of dropped it there so people would see it.
I hit it and it actually stopped me and jerked me around, and it was metal. So I knew it was something that wasn't supposed to be in the water. It wasn't a piece of wood, it was actually a metal structure, and it stopped my boat on it, and my boat didn't move around or nothing like that.
We have reached out to Guthrie Police. They declined to comment. As of this morning, the van is still in the water.
We still have hope. To whoever has her or knows where she is, it is never too late to do the right thing. And we are here. We believe.
Well, your heart just goes out to the Today Show co-host Savannah Guthrie and their family. Savannah posted that new video on social media last night. Authorities say we're now entering week 3 of the search for her elderly mother, Nancy Guthrie. Police believe that Nancy was taken from her Arizona home on February 1st. The FBI says a black glove was found nearby, that it matches the glove seen worn by the suspect in the doorbell camera footage that was released. That glove is now being tested for DNA.
We've got to find that guy. Somebody out there knows who this is.
I just think of, what if this was my mother, and I just feel so bad for them.
Oh, that is the sentiment I think we all feel. The FBI is offering a $100,000 reward for information that leads either to the location of Nancy Guthrie or the suspect who took her from her Tucson home.
Your time now 6:07. A quick check of traffic for your morning commute. This is a live look from our news tracker, Stephen Owsley. Oh boy, traffic is starting to pick up. He is on I-35 right at 27th Street in Moore. We checked about 10 minutes ago, not too many cars, and now Oklahoma is waking up and heading to work. So please drive safely on the roads. No crashes to report. We'll check again in about 10 minutes. A partial government shutdown is underway this morning as lawmakers are still stuck in a fight over immigration oversight, leaving funding for Homeland Security on hold. News 9's Alex Cameron shares some insight on the impacted federal workers.
This drags on, you could start to see a situation like we had back in the fall, where you have fewer and fewer of them showing up and you have airport delays and things like that.
Officials say 90% of DHS employees will be working without pay during this partial shutdown. And coming up around 6:45 this morning, our Brianna Brown is live at Will Rogers International Airport, showing us the possible impact for TSA and any travelers taking flights.
Well, heads up, if you are in the state and you use those SNAP benefits, there are now limitations on what you can purchase with those SNAP benefits. Items like candy and soda can no longer be bought using the SNAP EBT card. Oklahoma Human Services says the change is designed to promote healthier food choices and improve nutrition for families statewide. The waiver does not change eligibility for SNAP or how amounts are calculated. It only changes the kinds of foods that you can purchase.
All right, your time now 6:09, coming off a great day of weather yesterday, but we are warming things up today.
And the wind is picking up as well this week. Here's Lacey talking all about it.
Hey, good morning, guys. 6:09 right now in the Bob Mills Weather Center. How are you?
Good morning.
Right. Doing great. Back into the swing of things on this Monday. Yeah, folks are starting to get on the roadways. We're getting closer to the hustle and bustle of rush hour. Temperatures in the 40s, some are in the 50s as you head out, and we'll be warming up into the mid-50s, even 60s before lunchtime today, soaring to the mid-70s. And then it's all about the wind. Today, a little gusty. Tomorrow, downright windy for portions of the state. Was that due to the fire danger? We'll detail it all in full weather.
And a wild story at the OU basketball game. A popcorn machine bursts into flames. It was kind of chaotic. What happened? What caused it? And how did OU do when play resumed? We're talking about it next on 9.
Well, sharing a powerful story, he left ministry, took a leap of faith, and built a $200 million drinkware company right here in Moore, Oklahoma. On my next In the Spotlight, I sit down with Mike Beckham. He's the founder and CEO of Simple Modern. We talk about purpose, risk, and why giving back is what fuels his success. Hope you'll be watching. It drops this Wednesday morning at 10:30 on YouTube on the Oklahoma's own original YouTube channel. There is the QR code. It's a great conversation. He's the nicest guy, and his heart is all about serving others.
I don't think a lot of people realize Simple Modern is based out of Moore,
Oklahoma.
He grew up right in Oklahoma City.
Yes, went to OU.
Very Oklahoma story.
Yes, love it, and I think that you'll really be inspired by him sharing.
Yeah, so many chapters to his life already.
And you know, he just has such a servant heart. And really, it fuels everything about the people that he hires, the giving back. They've given more than $10 million to nonprofits across the state of Oklahoma.
Which makes you just want to support that company even more. So it just keeps going.
Yes, what a blessing.
10:30 to
Wednesday morning.
There you go. How are we doing this morning?
Well, this morning we have 40s out the door. Many areas are in the 50s, above average. By tomorrow morning, close to record warm lows.
This is crazy.
I know, tomorrow afternoon, 80, close to record highs.
And the wind's going to be whipping around
That's
tomorrow.
the thing. Yeah, yesterday very little in the way of wind, which made it so enjoyable. Today winds are a little stronger. Tomorrow they'll be a little on the nutty side, which does ramp up the wildfire risk. The kiddos are heading to school today. It is President's Day. Some are out, some have a professional day. A lot of Metro kids out of school today. But here's your bus stop forecast. I think OKC Public is in full swing. Normal day, 45 degrees as you start off, 61 with sunshine as your babies are getting ready for the bus stop this morning. Give them the jacket, they'll need it, or the light coat. But this afternoon, no need. 75 degrees. The wind will be up, but in the direct sunshine, it's going to feel a little on the hot side today. And by tomorrow, check out the temperatures. Close to 80 degrees is what we are anticipating, which if we reach 80, there'll be some clouds to contend with. But if we reach 80, that would be tying the record, which was set back in 2011. Winds, they're going to pick up. Now, with the winds, the fire danger. So this map has a lot going on, but it's really helpful for folks that work outdoors, folks that are waiting or thinking about burning their property, which is critical this time of year. Well, this is for western Oklahoma, our western tier of counties, and in the northwest, fire danger is high. The number is the maximum wind gusts. Tomorrow, winds could gust 45 to 55 miles per hour, giving you an extreme wildfire risk. Very low humidity, and the winds start to come down some. Fire threat's still going to be a concern. Now, for the Oklahoma City Metro, it's a different looking map. Our winds won't be that strong. The humidity won't be that low, but still low to moderate wildfire threats coming up off and on every time the winds start to pick up. Winds are going to be the story for the west coming up for today and tomorrow, all driven by a big potent storm system in the west. Now this thing's bringing round after round of rain to California. All the red and the orange travel advisory, some heavy snow with the system, but it's not bringing us a lick of moisture the way it looks. Lucky Star Skycam Network, 42 now. That's what you're stepping out to. 48 in Guthrie, 44 Shawnee. Byers, good morning, 47. Chickasha, a cold 35 because your winds are calm. 45 in Hobart, 52 in Woodward, 52 in Alva. And winds, they're 20 to 30 miles per hour in the northwest. This afternoon, mid 70s to low 80s for highs. Low to moderate wildfire risk today. Bump up for a while this afternoon into the high category in the northwest. And the winds do back off some in the far northwest later today. And we're talking by this evening 25-mile-an-hour wind. So not crazy. That's the gust. Tomorrow morning, though, 35 to 40. And then watch the wind field out into the Texas panhandle, the Oklahoma panhandle. That's 45, 55. A gust or two to 60 is possible. 45 to 50 in our western counties. Humidity drops to less than 15% as well. But you'll notice in central Oklahoma, winds are not that strong. And it's windy into your Wednesday, not as strong though. Winds gusting maybe to 20. We'll call it a little breezy. Thursday, a cold front hits. It's still windy. By Friday, we're cooler, more humidity. And in fact, we might have a couple showers to develop with that storm system. A couple showers possible on Saturday. And some data brings a few snowflakes Friday night into Saturday. Would not amount to any accumulation, but at least the higher humidity helps with the fire threat. Cooler for the weekend, but that's just close to average. No Arctic air showing up, and we're right back into a ridge with above average temperatures into next week. Tonight, lower mid-50s, close to record warm lows. Tomorrow, 80s across the region. Lower, maybe some mid-80s in the southwest for February. Yeah, that's kind of a hot day. And with that, please give our firefighters a break. Be careful, be responsible. We don't want to see any fires. Do everything you can to prevent them. We'll have winds 35, 45, again, gusts over 50 in the far west, which is where we have that purple zone, which is our extreme wildfire threat. Now, Wednesday, the humidity is very low, but the winds are gusting maybe at 20. By the time we get to Thursday, the winds are up and we're back to a moderate to wildfire danger day. And that's what we'll be talking about until we get some decent moisture back in here or until everything greens up. And we're getting closer. We're going there, but we've still got our windy days ahead. 53 on Friday. We're back to a light freeze Saturday night into Sunday. Highs in the low 50s Sunday afternoon. Back to you guys.
Your time now, 6:19. A quick check of traffic this morning, and our news tracker, Stephen Owsley, is headed to a possible crash right now near Southwest 21st and Portland. He's on I-240 getting over to that location. As soon as we get there, we will bring you a live look, but we are out and about monitoring things so that we can respond quickly. When he gets there, we'll take that live look at Southwest 21st and Portland.
It is Monday morning, 6:20. A reminder, we are streaming live on YouTube right now. Use the QR code there on your screen and check out our YouTube page. Subscribe, join in on the chat. We're reading the comments throughout the morning here on 9.
Pretty incredible. The Sooner softball team had a near record-setting weekend. Yesterday, OU softball beat UTEP 34-0. That's a softball score, 34-zip. The Sooners had 25 hits, including 2 grand slams in the same inning. They were actually 1 run away from tying their record, which they set back in 2014 when they scored 35 runs against Arkansas Pine Bluff. Again, they beat UTEP 34-0.
Oh, my goodness.
It's one of the greatest comeback stories in any sport in history.
Another great story. A former OU golfer wins his first professional tournament in 16 years. Anthony Kim has dealt with a lot, including injuries, even addiction. At first, he walked away from golf, but he came back, and look at this. He won the LIV Golf Tournament, and now he's hoping to inspire his daughter.
I just want her to know that no matter how bad your day is, if you keep fighting, you never lose. And hopefully she takes that with her for the rest of her life.
We love a good comeback story.
There you go.
And OU softball, I'm still blown away by that score. That softball score.
2 grand slams in 1 inning.
Yes.
I mean, you're lucky if you get 1.
Oh my God, I didn't even think that was possible.
They're such a powerhouse.
Yeah.
I mean, my goodness, it's exciting to see what they're going to do for this season.
Yeah, I think the expectations are watch out. They're going to be right in the hunt again.
And a win like that fuels them and energizes them even more.
What do you got for us this morning?
So stinking cute. Okay, Whitney sent us this picture. This little man out spoonbill fishing over the weekend. It was a beautiful weekend, especially Sunday, of course, after the rain off and on Saturday. But these are prehistoric fish that are native in the rivers, many of the lakes in Oklahoma. And it's the time of year. What will happen? They'll start running, looking for warmer water. And as they start running up the rivers, they are easy to snag. You cast across the river or find them in the lakes and you hook them, and they put on a fight of a lifetime. They're so much fun, and congrats to you, big guy, on your big spoonbill. This is the time of year where the spawn is just about underway. We're starting to see signs of spring all across Oklahoma. The water temps are warming, mainly in the 40s. Some lakes are in the 50s. Temperatures this morning as you head out in the 40s and 50s. We'll see 70s this afternoon with sunny skies, mid-70s, but the winds pick up. Now, as the winds pick up, we will have high fire danger. I'll have your statewide wind timeline coming up. We'll talk about that fire threat and a cold front that hits for your weekend. It's minutes away. Back to you.
Still ahead, the search for Nancy Guthrie now entering week 3. No arrests have been made. Coming up, Savannah Guthrie's new emotional video in the search for her elderly mother.
Plus, you got to see this. The Highway Patrol releasing the video showing the moments, there it is, that a driver slams into a patrol car on the H.E. Bailey Turnpike. One more time. We'll tell you how everyone's doing this morning right after this.
watching Oklahoma's own News 9 This Morning.
And good morning, everyone. It's 6:30 on a Monday morning. Here's your top stories. A driver of a truck rams through the front doors of Al's bicycle over the weekend, stealing a $700 BMX bike. Take a look at the pictures here. This is right at Southwest 89th and Walker. The owner says the surveillance cameras were knocked down during the break-in, so at this point they really don't have any good video or pictures of who did this. The owner is offering a reward for information leading to an arrest.
An investigation is underway after Oklahoma City police say a man showed up at a hospital claiming he was shot. Police say the woman with him claimed that her boyfriend went to Integris Health off Northwest Expressway Saturday night and said the boyfriend had been shot while they were driving along the highway. We're told the man is expected to survive. Now the investigation into what happened and who shot him. Police have no details, including no information on a possible suspect. Dash camera footage showing the moments. Look at this. An Oklahoma Highway Patrol trooper's SUV is plowed into while he was out last week diverting traffic on the interstate because of a grass fire. Look at this. Unbelievable video. The trooper is actually waving his arms on the road. He's with the OTA worker. They realize the SUV's not stopping. They jump out of the way. The SUV plows into the trooper's vehicle. 3 people inside the SUV had to be taken to the hospital. Look at the damage photos right here. OHP trooper was not hurt. The OTA worker was not hurt, but 3 people in the SUV taken to the hospital. Please be careful when you're driving on the interstate and pay attention. Also have some breaking news this morning, Robin.
Let's get to the southwest side of the metro, right near Southwest 21st and Portland. We can take you live on our traffic report this morning. There's a little bit of commotion down there. You'll see heavy police presence, and the call came in that it was a person possibly hit. Now we do understand it was a person on a bicycle that was involved in some type of crash there. So a lot of police blocking the street there on 21st Street and Portland. This is kind of an industrial area. There's a lot of workers coming into a nearby auto facility, so we're seeing a lot of traffic there. Apparently the man crashed his bike. It was not an auto ped, but again, one person they are tending to, making sure that they are okay. At this point, we're getting more information from our crew that just arrived, but might want to just take an alternate route if you're on Portland and Southwest 21st Street this morning.
All right, your time now 6:32. We need to go over to Lacey Swope. Lace, a great day yesterday. Can we please repeat it today?
Today's going to be very similar, but the winds will be stronger this morning, starting off absolutely gorgeous across the state of Oklahoma. Look at our Lucky Star Sky Cam network. Not a cloud overhead. Already breaking daylight. Sunrise is 45 minutes away, getting earlier and earlier as we wind down these final few weeks of winter. Now, not feeling anything like winter. Temperatures across the region are in the 40s, the 50s instead of the 20s and 30s. And in fact, we have no 20s showing up over the next 9 days. No Arctic air headed our way. We're close to record highs and record warm lows. That's more of the trend. 42 as you head out this morning. Winds fairly light in the metro. 46 in Hinton, 46 in Fort Cobb. Good morning, Chandler. It's 46. 36 degrees in Colgate. And there are some 50s in the far northwest where the winds are 20 to 30 miles per hour right now. We have some windy days ahead. Today, 15, 30 mile an hour wind. With the wind, the heat in the west, and the low humidity, fire danger a concern today. The winds pick up because that storm system in the west, it is headed our way. We'll talk about who breaks record highs or at least can tie record highs tomorrow. More on the wildfire threat. It's high to even extreme in some locations. But a cold front hits Thursday. How strong is that front? The latest coming up.
Hey, and Lacey and David are doing something cool Friday night. Got to let you know about it. The Thunder hosting the Brooklyn Nets Friday night. It's their first game back from the All-Star break. And we are having a big meet and greet for David Payne and Lacey Swope at the Paycom Center before the game. They will be set up on the main level 100 concourse at 5:30. We'll have a booth and everything. Swing by, say hi, take photos, chat with David and Lacey, and then tip off for the game is at 7 o'clock.
To whoever has her or knows where she is, it is never too late to do the right thing. And we are here. We believe.
A new plea for a safe return this morning. The search for Nancy Guthrie, the mother of Today Show co-host Savannah Guthrie, now enters its third week. Investigators now say DNA from gloves found near Nancy's home matched the DNA of the suspect seen on the doorbell camera the night she disappeared. And just into the newsroom this morning, the Pima County Sheriff tells CBS News that the mask, the clothing, and the backpack the suspect wore were all purchased at Walmart. The FBI now offering a $100,000 reward for information that leads to Nancy Guthrie or the suspect who took her.
Back here in Oklahoma and McLean County, an escaped inmate is back in custody. Law enforcement says he stole multiple cars to try and flee authorities. Police tell us 22-year-old Michael Dustin Holsey escaped during a custody exchange, robbed someone, we are told, and then stole 2 cars. We're told he led officers on a chase that ended at a Pauls Valley gas station.
The first car hydroplaned, so he left that there on the interstate, but when somebody came in to try to help him, that family there, he got them out of that vehicle, left them on the interstate.
No injuries were reported during that chase. We're told that the man has multiple new charges pending against him.
Crazy moments during the OU men's basketball game Saturday. Look at this. Look at those flames. A popcorn machine caught fire during the game. They had to delay the game, deal with the fire. You can see people trying to get by because it was so smoky. Luckily, the fire was quickly put out. No one was injured, but just a wild scene. I think Porter Mosier said, "You cannot make this up." The popcorn caught fire. Well, once the game finally picked back up, the Sooners dominated. They beat Georgia 94-78.
Oh, man. I mean, it was an exciting game. Toby Rowland has the recap.
Well, the popcorn stand and the Sooners shooting both caught fire here in Norman. Oklahoma ties a season high by hitting 14 three-pointers on their way to back-to-back SEC victories. Porter Moser said it was his bench that made the difference in this one. A season high 44 points for the Sooner reserves.
There's been so much pressure on our first 5, and for our bench to have 44 points, it's just everything has changed for us. Getting Dayton back healthy. Wall, the impact he has shooting the ball, you start to weigh offense, defense, but if he's making 6 out of 7, the scales tip. Kirill came in, knocked down a shot right out of the gate, had a tip dunk at 7 points. Jadon hit a big shot. It just changes us if we have that kind of depth.
The Sooners shoot 59% from the field, their highest in SEC play, and unlike in Nashville, no drama down the stretch. They didn't turn it over and salted this one away on their way to a 16-point victory. Next up, on the road at Tennessee on Wednesday night. In Norman, I'm Toby Rowland.
I'm just saying, can you imagine the smell of burnt popcorn?
It almost looked like there was a haze.
Of Lloyd Noble.
Yeah.
It's like the worst smell ever.
Well, if that's what had to fire up the Sooners, then okay, we'll take it, right? There we go. All right, we're fired up about the forecast yesterday and today and this week. Lacey, I mean, it's almost feeling like springtime out there.
Very much like spring. I mean, some of these temperatures are more like what we see towards the middle to end of May. Yeah. Definitely not February. And with that, we're close to record highs. Some record warm lows could fall as well. This morning, we're in the 40s, the 50s, a little bit chilly. Some have fallen to the 30s. Breaking daylight. It is beautiful here for your Monday. We'll see 60s before lunchtime. How warm today? What about the fire threat? Those winds are picking up. We'll detail it all in full weather.
Well, as of Saturday morning, we have entered a partial government shutdown. It could impact Will Rogers Airport with TSA workers. We are there live right now, watching the lines this morning. It's 6:38. You're watching News 9. We'll have a live report coming up.
All right, welcome back. We are streaming live on our YouTube channel. We asked you to subscribe and hop into the live chat. You left some comments. Let's look at what they're saying, Robin.
All right, everyone is so glad. Yep,
Yay!
Lacey.
Thank
Welcome
you, Darla.
back, Lacey. Darla says hi this morning. Darla, thanks for watching. We have some other comments, I believe, as well. And
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Keep them coming,
I
you
think
two.
they meant IE on this one.
There we go. Lacey looks refreshed and ready on this beautiful Monday morning. With Lacey, whichever
She
one
goes
it
in
is.
and edits these comments.
Like, I'm sure they meant me on that one.
Clearly.
We just had a
We
wrong
love
spelling.
having you back.
Yes. we
I missed y'all last week.
Well, you guys got to go fishing? Did you
We
have a good
were.
time?
We went to the area lakes. Yeah. We kept trying to find the crappie, kept finding sand bass. That was fine.
Hey, at least they're biting.
Yes, and the
Yes.
kiddos had a blast. Sand bass were on fire. So much fun and just spending time out in the Oklahoma outdoors.
Absolutely.
You know, it was gorgeous.
And the weather was so nice. And yesterday, I mean, it's like, it did not feel like February
I
out
know.
there.
So many folks were out.
Yes.
All over the place,
Felt
just
so
enjoying it.
good.
The sunshine, the direct sunshine kind of felt hot, and it's actually going to get hot
Nice.
over the next couple of days. Close to records as we head towards tomorrow because 80s are headed our way.
That's crazy.
I know. That's warm. A lot of folks will be complaining. We're going to go from, hey, this is nice, to hold on a second.
What happened here?
Let's not do this. But the winds are going to pick up. And when the winds pick up, we still have dormant vegetation, even though it doesn't feel that way. We are still in the dead of winter, so nothing has really started to green up yet. Now, that's going to change. We're starting to see some of those flowers start to bloom. We're starting to see some of the trees bud out, and it's a gorgeous start. That was our Lucky Star Sky Cam network. Completely clear skies and sunny. Sunrise is about 30 minutes from now. The signs of spring are upon us. Many of the flowers are coming up. Those early bulbs are coming up. Before you know it, the tulips are going to be coming up. The red buds will start to bud out. Many of the trees are starting to bud out. Soil temperatures are in the 40, the 50 degree range, which is also the similar temperature of the area lakes. You can always go to the Mesonet website and you can check out their 4-inch soil temps. Key there for you if you're trying to figure out the lake temperatures, and that's a good estimate of what the lake temps usually are as well. Now, as far as the rainfall with the storm system Friday into Saturday, some areas did not get a lick of moisture. Meanwhile, 30-40 miles to the south, 1 inch to almost 2 inches of rain. It was hit and miss, about 1 inch in northern Oklahoma across the metro, on average 1/2 inch, and then 2 to 3 inches all across the south and southeast. So when you look at that, there are some areas in the northwest that have gone without good rain since before Thanksgiving, including the Panhandle. So now we have the drought. We also have dormant vegetation, low humidity winds, and that's a recipe for wildfires in Oklahoma. Today, the winds could gust to 35 in the west. Now, this graph is for the western portion of the state and the far northwest. The purple, that's extreme. There'll be some areas, at least for a time period, where we have extreme wildfire danger tomorrow. Winds bump back up on Thursday and a cold front hits, and we'll still have low humidity showing up. For the Oklahoma City metro, the fire threat's not as high, so not good burning conditions. The winds will not be as strong. We'll also not have as low of humidity, but off and on over the next several days, we'll be updating you on those locations, and I'll show you the state maps in just a minute. Wind advisories going up. Meanwhile, all the winter weather going on in the west, connected with a pretty potent upper level storm system. Rounds of rain to California. No drought in California, and some snow in the Sierra Nevada mountain range. It'd be nice if that would bring us some of the moisture, but this storm system is going to come by mostly dry for Oklahoma. Right now, 42 degrees is the temperature. The wind chill, 38 in OKC, but it's 49 in Guthrie, 50 in Jones, 46 in Seminole, 46 in Hobart, lots of 50s as you're heading out in the northwest. Your winds are already 20 to 30 miles per hour. Sun comes up at 7:16, and we'll see temperatures warm all the way to the mid-70s today. Look at that map. Doesn't look like February. We're 20 to 25 degrees above average today. Some 80s in the northwest. So where it's warm and we'll have some windy, gusty winds for at least a while today. Moderate to high wildfire danger. The winds do start to back off this afternoon and evening in the northwest. 20 to 30 mile-an-hour winds. Tonight they're gusty, and then tomorrow by 9 in the morning. 40 mile-an-hour gusts at a maximum. Gusts to 30, 35, maybe 40. We'll have some clouds stream in, and if you can get thick enough cloud cover, that helps limit the winds in central Oklahoma. But you look out in the far west and in the Panhandle, this is where we will have the extreme wildfire danger. Also where the dry line is going to make its way in. As the storm zooms on by, it keeps that pressure gradient very tight and jam-packed across Oklahoma. Keeps us windy even into Thursday. The next storm approaches with a cold front, and the only rain opportunity we have is Friday night into Saturday, and it's about a 10% chance in the metro, some higher chances in the northeast. That moves by, and we're back to warm conditions again as we head into midweek next week. Tonight, we're down into the 50s. Tomorrow, high in OKC 80. The record high is 80, and behind that dry line, lower mid-80s with high to extreme wildfire danger. Please be careful. Humidity is still low into Wednesday, but the winds are a far cry from what they will be today and tomorrow. Winds pick back up Thursday. Cold front hits. They change direction. Slight chance of rain Friday and Saturday. Cooler as well. We'll have some highs in the 40s and low 50s coming up on the backside of that storm. Back to you guys.
We are now in a partial government shutdown. Coming up after the break, we're live at Will Rogers International Airport. You can see them busy right there. Talking about how this is impacting TSA workers and your next flight. It's next on News 9.
Taking a live look at our state capitol from the Lucky Star Skycam network this morning, lawmakers say they have less money to spend this upcoming legislative session. Lawmakers say there's a 4.5% or about $571 million decrease than last year. Lawmakers say writing the budget will be challenging, especially with nearly 80% of state agencies requesting more money. Leaders at the Capitol say they're confident they'll be able to finish the budget.
So that's what our process is about. There's lots of requests out there. They're all legitimate requests. I mean, it's just hard to fund everything that we actually get requests for, but we work through a process.
Senate Republicans say this is a time to reduce government spending. Democrats say they need to focus on putting the needs of every Oklahoman first. Lawmakers have until May to finish the budget. It will then go to the governor for approval.
A partial government shutdown tied to the funding of the Department of Homeland Security is now in effect, impacting TSA officers and other agencies. News 9's Brianna Brown is live this morning at Will Rogers International Airport, telling us how this might impact airport travel. Brianna, good morning.
Good morning, Lacey. Yes, we're here right outside of the security screening checkpoint, and as you can see, lines are moving smoothly this morning, but these TSA officers are working without pay during this funding lapse, and if the shutdown continues, additional airport staffing shortages and delays could occur. Now, because this shutdown is limited to the Department of Homeland Security, its public impact is smaller than previous full government shutdowns. So the impact here at Will Rogers International Airport is not expected to be felt right away, and as the shutdown drags on, historically, TSA will begin to see an increase of employees calling out of work, leading to longer security lines at airports.
It's hard to know how close they are to an agreement. That when I say they, basically it's the Democrats negotiating with the White House right now, and most of that is going on, out of the eyes of the media, so we don't know exactly what the holdups are.
Now, lawmakers did leave Washington for a President's Day recess, but House and Senate leaders have told members to be prepared to return back within 48 hours if negotiators reach an agreement. Here at Will Rogers International Airport, Brianna Brown for Oklahoma's Own News 9.
If they stay on recess, Congress doesn't return until next Monday, February 23rd. So that means they'll have just days to reach a deal before some federal workers miss their first paycheck on March 3rd.
Coming up at 9 o'clock on the Community Spotlight, February is National Cancer Prevention Month. OU Health at the Stevenson Cancer Center is giving Oklahomans the chance to hear from a cancer expert about symptoms and screenings. We're live talking with doctors how you can take advantage. It's at 9 a.m. live this morning.
If you use SNAP, we are talking about which items you can no longer buy with your benefits card. And major closures on I-40 near Douglas Boulevard in the Metro could slow you down through tomorrow. We'll break it down for you right after this. Oklahoma City police are asking for help finding this missing man from Michigan. 42-year-old Michael Schmidt was last known to be in Oklahoma City. They say he's armed and suicidal. They're trying to find him. He's about 5'9". He has blue eyes and an arm tattoo. Officers believe he's driving a blue Toyota Tacoma with Michigan plates. If you see him, call 911.
Hey, a heads up, if you use the SNAP program, there are now limitations on what you can purchase with the SNAP benefit. Items like candy and soda can no longer be purchased. Oklahoma Human Services says the change is designed to promote healthier food choices. The waiver does not change eligibility for SNAP or how much money you get. It only changes the kinds of food that you can purchase.
A heads up if you're traveling on I-40 this morning. I-40 to Douglas Boulevard is closed for road work. The eastbound and westbound I-40 on and off ramps are closed between Southeast 29th and Rennie Road. Officials say drivers should find different routes and be cautious. Be careful driving through there. This is expected to last until 1 o'clock Tuesday morning. And the end of an era for OU athletics. Longtime athletic director Joe Castiglione packed up his office this weekend after nearly 30 years of serving Sooner Nation. He's retiring as OU's longest serving athletic director.
Hey, I had the chance to sit down with Joe C. and say, what are you doing after this? He's not leaving OU. He tells me all about it. Watch my podcast in the spotlight. There's the QR code that'll take you to the interview.
And warming up today, Lace.
Today, 70s, close to 80 tomorrow.
Have a great day.